Good morning, and welcome to the garden.
Wow, that's great.
We will, yeah. Wow. I guess I should speak like this every week, and maybe we'd get up a full house every week, maybe, eh? Shalom. Salam. Namaste. Peace. Welcome to the garden. We are delighted that you are here today. Just a few things I'd like to highlight as we begin service. If it's your first time here, great. We're here every Sunday the same time at 9 a.m. and we'd love to have you. And I'm telling you, once you have our donuts and our bagels, you'll be back. I promise you. So we are so glad that you're here. Just a couple things I'd like to highlight. There is, yes, a cabaret planning meeting after service today. Woo! Go to the office and take a look. We return with our Vonnegut series next week, and I want to encourage you, if you're visiting us today, we just happen to have Vonnegut prints signed by Kurt Vonnegut in the hallway in our gallery. I want to encourage you to take a look at that. We've been exploring the work of Kurt Vonnegut through Lent. I know, sounds odd, doesn't it? But it's been phenomenal. And I want to encourage you, keep in mind, Kurt didn't have a lot for Christians. He wasn't really big on Christians, but he sure loved Jesus and what Jesus did and what he said. And his belief was if we lived that way, this world would look a lot different. So, join us for the Kurt Vonnegut series. And also join us, we're having an eclipse party at my house. All right, my clubhouse. So come and join us at the eclipse party. Everybody is invited. I think we're going to have a little live music. We're going to just have a great time. And yes, we have glasses. Still don't look at the sun, please. All right, with that said, it was reminded to me that sometimes when I take the lead on this stuff, I forget something, and that is, there's a pot of gold sitting somewhere, but it isn't here. Do you know what my husband calls this accent? Carolyn Irish. So, it's rumor has it there might be a pot of gold somewhere. Let's see if we can get some of it in here, don't you think, huh? So during the service, we'll pass this around because the ministry of the garden is only made possible through your generosity and your gift. By your generosity, we share in big and little gives, hold meaningful services, have a facility for community. If you have the ability to give, we thank you for your generosity. If you cannot give, know that in this community and giving heart are indeed what make the garden grow. So I'm going to pass that around. You got the whole service, kids, to pass. So today we have a very special treat. People from my past, people from my Butler past, people from my CTS past, people from my past. Hogeye Navvy is a group that many of us followed for many, many years. And I remember a very short, I drank so much during those days that I didn't remember many of those performances. But I'm so excited, I will remember this morning. I'm very excited about that. But somebody asked me, where did they go? And Mac moved to Massachusetts for a little while. And she is home now. And we are delighted to be taking a trip through Ireland today. So ladies and gentlemen, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. And the garden, as always, has the very best. Hogeye Navvy, would you welcome Hogeye Navvy to the garden?
Thank you. I can already tell this is going to be one of those audiences that we just wish we could take on the road with us. So I want to encourage you. On the screens will be lyrics to choruses and songs. Feel free to join in. We don't even necessarily require that you sing in the same key we're playing in. Just, make that joyful sound and we'll be happy about it. So today we're going to be talking about dreamers, those who are foresightful of something that may be illusory or only imaginary. These are some of the Irish people we will introduce to you on this tour of Ireland through songs and tunes. Now, the first tune we're doing, and I need to tell you that Hogeye Navvy, those of you who know us, know that we, as a rule, do not work with a set list. and do not work even with rehearsals. So that part we adhere to today, but in the interest of following a program motif, we do have a set list. But as I said to Dimitri, set lists are meant to be altered as needed, and we're already altering this one. We are going to be traveling to Ireland, but under the auspices not of the red-haired boy, the beggar man, but St. Anne. We're going to do the St. Anne's reel. St. Anne, in case you do not know, is the patroness saint of travelers. Oh, Mike, a little closer? Okay, there we go. Is that better? You can hear that okay? All right.
1, 2, 1.
Traveling, we arrive in Dublin City, and before we board our train, you see our train tickets, we're going to venture down to the John Rogerson's Quay, and we're going to watch ships arriving to and leaving from this port. There we're going to hear the story of some pretty unlucky guys, some lads who could have used a bit more vision in their lives. Today our program is called Outlaws and Tinkers, Seafarers and Drinkers, Visionaries on a Tour of Ireland. And these guys could have used a little more foresightful vision, because what they did was they spent too much time in the pubs the night before, and they decided to sleep it off lying on John Rogerson's Quay, to their detriment, because they woke up having been conscripted into service on board a tall ship, for which they had no vision and no experience. And so this is the story of Billy O'Shea. And let me tell you, if you want to go to America, this is not the way to have done it. So. We all went down to Dublin City, fall down me Billy. We all got drunk and more's the pity, fall down Billy O'Shea. Well, we all lay down on the Rogerson Quay, fall down me Billy. When we woke, we were out to sea, fall down Billy O'Shea. Fall down, fall down, fall down me Billy. Bound to wait for America, fall down Billy O'Shea. It's fall down, fall down, fall down me Billy. Bound to wait for America, fall down Billy O'Shea. Well, we are not sailors, Captain Drew, fall down me Billy. A bit unhappy to work for you, fall down Billy O'Shea. The captain said I've a cure for that, fall down me Billy. Here for a start is a bit of the cat, fall down Billy O'Shea. Fall down, fall down, fall down me Billy. Bound to wait for America, fall down Billy O'Shea. It's fall down, fall down, fall down me Billy. Bound to wait for America, fall down Billy O'Shea. Well, he sent him up to the topmast yard, fall down me Billy. He hit the deck and he hit it hard, fall down Billy O'Shea. We wrapped him up in a canvas sail, fall down me Billy. Lowered him fall down me Billy. To Davy Jones with a stitch in his nose, fall down Billy O'Shea. We all went down to Dublin City, fall down me Billy. We all got drunk and more's the pity, fall down Billy O'Shea. Fall down, fall down, fall down me Billy. Bound away for America, fall down Billy O'Shea. Fall down, fall down, fall down me Billy. Up, bound away for America, fall down Billy O'Shea. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, our train, now we're on the train and we're going south to Kilkenny. And that is the home of legendary outlaws and rakes. We always say you can't really do a program of Irish music without at least one outlaw song. And just as it happened in American history, when outlaws are alive, they are bad guys, but once they're dead, they become saints. And the great Tommy Sands of the famous singing Sands family of Northern Ireland, he tells the legend of Willie Brennan, and he says that Willie Brennan was in fact a true Robin Hood. He was one of those who did in fact steal from the rich and shared amongst the poor. So sharing his spoils with those in need makes us think that maybe his was a vision of a kinder, more generous Irish government in the 1800s. So we're going to sing Brennan on the Moor and tell the story of Willie Brennan. And we'll do it in a medley with a tune called the Sally Gardens. I will tell. His name was Willie Brennan, and in Ireland he did well. 'Twas on the Kilworth Mountains he commenced his wild career. Many of a lordly nobleman before him shook with fear. And it's Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. One day upon the highway as Brennan he went down, he met the mayor of Cashel, a mile outside the town. The mayor, he knew his features, and he said, "Young man," said he, "your name is Willie Brennan, you must come along with me." And it's Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. Now Brennan's wife had gone to town for provisions or to buy. When she saw her Willie, she commenced to weep and cry. He said, "Hand to me a tenpenny," and as soon as Willie spoke, she handed him a blunderbuss from underneath her cloak. For young Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. He made the mayor to tremble, he robbed him of his gold. 100 pounds was offered for his apprehension there. So he with horse and saddle to the mountains did repair. Did young Brennan on the moor, Brennan on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted was young Brennan on the moor. Now Brennan became an outlaw upon the mountainside. Cavalry and infantry did raise the hue and cry. He laughed at them with scorn until at last was said, by a false-hearted lover he was cruelly betrayed. Was young Britain on the moor, Britain on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted was young Britain on the moor. Oh, it's Britain on the moor, Britain on the moor, bold, brave and undaunted was young Britain on the moor. We're gonna keep headed south. We're gonna go down to Cork City. Now, you have heard of the Guinness, I assume. You've heard of the whiskey. You've heard of the poitín, the elixir of life. But have you heard of the delights and the devilments of Irish cider? If not, then you are in for a treat. This is a story of the effects of the cider, the Johnny Jump Up, the libation of choice for many Irish folks. It can inspire you to do good or not. So we're going to sing about the Johnny Jump Up and follow it with the only Irish tune we know that speaks of not drinking. It's called the Temperance Reel.
I have my doubts about whether it's Irish or not. All right. I'll tell you a story that happened to me one day as I went down to Cork by the sea. Oh, the sun, it was high, and the day it was warm, so I thought a cool beer couldn't do me no harm. I went into a pub, and I called for a stout. Says the barman to me, the beer is sold out. Try rye, try whiskey, 10 years in the wood. Says I'll have cider, I hear that it's good, and it's never, oh never, no, never again. If I live to be 100 or 110, I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. Well, I downed me a couple, then made for the door, but it scarce took me leave and was back in for more. When an old man on crutches, I chanced as it may, and I promised in helping him making his way. He thanked me and asked if I'd care for a glass, and it seemed 'twould be rude if his offer I passed. And after 3 pints of that cider so sweet, he threw down his crutches and he danced in the street. And it's never, oh never, no, never again. If I live to be 100 or 110, I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. Well, I went down the Lee Road, a friend for to see, for they had him in a madhouse in Cork by the sea. And when I arrived there, the truth for to tell, why they had that poor bugger locked up in a cell. He told me they thought he was daft as a loon. When they found him, he was naked and howling at the moon. Tell them I'm not crazy, tell them I'm not mad. It was only 3 pints of that cider I had, and it's never, oh never, no, never again. If I live to be 100 or 110, I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny Jump Up. when a man died in Union by the name of McNabb. Oh, they washed him and laid him outside on a slab. And after the coroner his measures did take, his wife took him home for a bloody fine wake. 'Twas about 12 o'clock and the beer it was high, when the corpse it sat up and he says with a sigh, I can't get to heaven, they won't let me up till I brings a mud jug of the Johnny jump up. And it's never, oh never, no, never again, if I live to be 100 or 110. I fell to the ground and I couldn't get up after drinking a quart of the Johnny jump up.
Back north, because Cork is way down here. We're going to go back north, go up the southwestern, and go up the western coast of Ireland. We're going to County Kerry, where we're going to hear the tale of a young man who experienced love at first sight. Now, we like to say that this song, you know what they say about Irish music, full of happy war songs and sad love songs. But this is kind of it ends up being a happy love song. It is the quintessential example of an Irish love song. It has every possible element you could want in an Irish love song. It has a beautiful lass. It has more than one lad who wants her.
Red-haired lass.
A red-haired lass, yes. And more than one laddie who wants her. It's got tinkers. It has policemen. Therefore, it has fistfights, at least one really good fistfight. I think there were more than one. We're pretty sure alcohol was involved. There's
It's never actually mentioned, but it's, yeah.
Yeah. There's an honorable mention of a priest.
Yeah.
You know, so, so it's got all the elements.
Let's not leave out the donkey.
And a donkey. Yes. It's got a donkey. Oh, my goodness. So it may have seemed a simple thing to win the heart of the lovely red-haired Mary, but objections were raised by the tinker lad who had already claimed her affections. However, this young man proves that if you can imagine it, you can make it happen. So, the red-haired Mary, followed by Merrily Kissed the Quaker.
While going to the fair at Dingle, one fine morning last July, a-going down the road before me, a red-haired girl I chanced to spy. Now says I to her, young maiden, my donkey he will carry too. And seeing as how you have'n a donkey, to the Dingle Fair I'll ride with you. Now when we reached the town of Dingle, I took her hand to say goodbye. When a tinker man stepped up beside me, and he belted me a violet eye. Oh,
take your hands
off, red-haired Mary. Her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning. Tonight we'll lie in my bed. Now I was feeling kind of peevish, and my poor eye was sad and sore. So I kicks him gently with me hobnails, and he fell back through Murphy's door. Oh, take your hands off, red-haired Mary. Her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning. Tonight we'll lie in my bed. Now a policeman came around the corner, and he told me I had broke the law. That's when me donkey kicked him in the kneecaps, and he fell down and broke his jaw. Oh, take your hands off, red-haired Mary. Her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning. Tonight we'll lie in my bed. Then he ran off to get his brother, the biggest man you e'er did meet. And he taps me gently with his knuckles, and I was minus 2 front teeth. Oh, take your hands off, red-haired Mary. Her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning. Tonight we'll lie in my bed. Now the red-haired girl, she kept on smiling. I will go with you, young man, she said. We'll forget the priest this very morning, and tonight we'll lie in Murphy's shed. Oh, take your hands off, red-haired Mary. Her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning. Tonight we'll lie in my bed. Now as we rode through the town of Dingle, with my black eye and her red hair, smiling gaily at the tinkers, and me God, we were a handsome pair. Oh, take your hands off, red-haired Mary. Her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning. Tonight we'll lie in my bed. Oh, take your hands off, red-haired Mary. Her and I will soon be wed. We'll see the priest this very morning. Tonight we'll lie in my bed.
Okay, well now we're turning north, more north, and we're headed to County Galway. In County Galway, you will hear and see some of the finest traditional music and dancing in all of Ireland. You'll find a lot of people who still speak the Irish there. We are going to, we're going to sing a song that for a long time I did not understand. I really, for a long time, could not understand why there are these American Irish songs that speak of such a longing for Ireland. But when we toured in Ireland the first time, and we were in Galway, I finally began to get it. Because when you are there, there's such a sense of home. And so this song it's just full of the imagery of life of regular, normal folk in Ireland. And it speaks to that nostalgia that people who are living away from Ireland feel as they long for that home country. So I think that this kind of speaks slightly also to the challenges of invasive government. And you can sense in this song the vision that even those who are living away from Ireland have for their beloved home island. So it's Galway Bay, and I know the words are going to be on the screen, so I invite you to sing along. There's no chorus, so I put all the words up for you to sing, all the verses. If you ever go across the sea to Ireland, then maybe at the closing of the day, you can sit and watch the moon rise over Claddagh, or watch the sun go down on Galway Bay. Just to hear again the trickle of a trout stream, the people in the meadows making hay, or to sit beside a turf fire in the cabin and watch the barefoot gossans as they play. Oh, the breeze is blowing across the sea from Ireland, are perfumed by the heather as they blow, and the people in the uplands digging praties speak a language that the strangers do not know. Once the strangers came and tried to teach us their ways. They scorned us just for being what we are, but they might as well go chasing after moonbeams or lighting penny candles from a star. And if there's going to be a life hereafter, somehow I am sure there's going to be, I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that dear land across the Irish Sea. Galway Bay. You know, the first time we toured in Ireland, when we got there, by the time we got there on the plane, I had a migraine headache. And I didn't feel too well, and I couldn't understand why I didn't feel happy to be in Ireland. And it took me about a day to realize I didn't feel anything special, like, oh, I've arrived in Ireland, you know. I got over the headache and I thought, I still don't feel right about it. And finally it occurred to me it was because I didn't feel like I was visiting. I felt like I was home. And I think that's kind of the attitude that a lot of, even we Americans, whether or not we're of Irish extraction, when we get there, we often get that feeling that we're home. Well, we're going to get back on our train. We're going to spend a few hours and travel all the way up to Donegal, at the very top. And this is on the northern coast. This is the home of many seafaring men, brave enough to either tackle the ocean in the tall ships from those eras or in the fishing boats, which is a really dangerous lifestyle. Those experiences often were terrible, with loss of life as part of what had come to be expected. It's hardest, though, when you're left to mourn your friends. And this song will tell us of one man's imaginings. Just listen to the tale of Donegal Danny.
One, two.
I remember the night when he blew in from the winter's cold and damp. A giant of a man in an oilskin coat and a bundle that told he was a tramp. As he stood at the bar and called for a pint, he turned and gazed at the fire. On a night like this, to be safe and dry is my one and only desire. So here's to those who are dead and gone, and friends that I hold dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Tell 'em Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. Oh, then in a voice was hushed and low, he said, listen, I'll tell you a tale. How a man of the sea became a man of the road, and never more again to sail. Well, I fished out of Hawk and Gillabeg, Ardglass, and even Baltimore. But the cruel sea, she's beaten me, and I'll end my days upon the shore. So here's to those who are dead and gone, to friends that I hold dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Tell 'em Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. On a night like this, in the wind and rain, we set sail out of Killabeg town. There were 5 of us from sweet Donegal, and 1 from the county down. Oh, we were fishermen all who'd worked the sea, and never counted the cost. Oh, but who'd have thought ere that night was o'er, that my fine friends would all be lost. So here's to those who are dead and gone, to friends that I hold dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Now Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. Storm it broke, it drove the boat to the rocks about 10 miles from shore. As we fought the tide, we all hoped inside to see our homes again once more. But the ship struck a rock and pulled the bow, and the crew all knew she'd go down. Overside went we into that icy sea, as we prayed to God we wouldn't drown. So here's to those who are dead and gone, to friends that I hold dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Tell 'em Donegal Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal Danny's been here. Now by St. John's Point in the early morn, I dragged myself onto the shore and cursed the sea for cruelty, and I vowed to sailor nevermore. And ever since I wandered alone, traveling, trying to forget that awful night I lost all my friends, and still I see their faces yet. Then he gave his toast, me down the pine, and the hair, it bristled on my skin. For as I looked over across the bar that night, he vanished like smoke upon the wind. So here's to those who are dead and gone, to friends that I hold dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Tell 'em Donegal Danny's been here. Hey boys, Donegal Danny's been here. So here's to those who are dead and gone, to friends that I hold dear. And here's to you, and I'll bid you adieu. Tell 'em Donegal Danny's been here. Me boys, Donegal Danny's been here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, we're going to head back down to Central Ireland, but we're going to make an unscheduled stop. This one isn't actually on the map. We are going to go to County Leitrim because it'd be hard to visit Ireland without going to County Leitrim, because this is the reputed location of perhaps the most famous tune written by the blind harper and singer Turlough O'Carolan. He wrote many tunes dedicated to many people or many places, but in Leitrim we find Shebeg Shemore, the little fairy hill and the big fairy hill. Now these are two small hills that stand next to each other, and one is in fact a little larger than the other. And you can guess who it is that is said inhabits these hills, right? So what we're going to do is be very careful not to encounter the wee folk, lest we become enchanted and never get back on that train and continue our journey. Although, as we played the tune, the O'Carolan tune, Shebeg Shemore, you might find yourself enchanted.
Let's hope.
Is this in D or G?
D.
It is in D, okay. Well, that's what I put, but then I thought I better make certain.
Is this soft? Is this soft?
Well, now our train is taking us back to the east coast of Ireland, to County Meath. This, by the way, is where Turlough O'Carolan is said to have been born. Now, in Meath, there is a town that is about 5,000 years old. It's called the town of Slane, but if you say it in Irish, it's Ballinslane. And this is the setting for an ancient Irish hymn, which is about to be on the screen as well, that has survived through centuries and centuries to be included in many congregational hymn books to this very day. It's called Be Thou My Vision. Now, the tune was named for Ballinslane, and it was used for the poem. The poem was written in the Old Irish, and there's quite a bit of debate about just how old the poem is. Some say it was written as early as the 6th century, and some say the 8th, and even some claim maybe the 11th century. But whatever, it was not translated from the Old Irish until 1905. And some Christian monk in the whatever century wrote the poem. Then in 1905, it was translated into regular Irish at first, and then into English. And then in 1912, it was versified in English and then published. And I will say that the translation, written by monks, or a monk, but translated and versified and published by 2 women, I might add. So that made it available to everyone. Thank you, ladies. Not just the monks in the church could access it, but everyone. Now, since 1919, it's been sung. It's been in many hymn books, and it is to the tune that we call Slane, Ballinslane, and that's how we find it in modern hymn books. Now, we're going to sing this together, and I know the lyrics are all going to be up there. Oh, look, there are their names, Mary Elizabeth Byrne and Eleanor Hull. Thank you, Mary and Eleanor, for giving us this beautiful poem and set to music. Although they didn't set it to music, it was already set, I think, before they got hold of it. Let's sing together. I think we're going to do the first 4 verses, and then I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about this hymn. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, naught be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word, I ever with thee, and thou with me, Lord. Thou my great Father, and I thy true Son. Thou in me dwelling, and I with thee one. Pay special attention to this 3rd verse. Be thou my battle shield, sword for the fight. Be thou my dignity, thou my delight. Thou my soul shelter, thou my high tower. Raise thou me heavenward, O power of my power. Riches I heed not, nor man's empty praise. Thou mine inheritance, now and always. Thou and thou only, first in my heart. I, King of heaven, my treasure thou art. Okay, I just want to talk for just a minute about this. So far on our tour, we've encountered a rather odd assortment of, using the term loosely, visionaries, outlaws, tinkers, seafarers, drinkers, and their visions for Ireland are mostly for the good of their country and its people, including themselves, if only for envisioning how they're going to get that next quart of cider. These are descendants of those early Irish folk whose small world was depicted in that ancient prayer written by that early Christian monk at a time when the country was engulfed in warfare continually, all the time, because clan warfare was rampant all over Ireland in the Middle Ages and many other countries and areas as well. And as you can imagine, most of those ancient people lived in constant fear for their very lives. Fear of the effects of war. Now that should remind us of the history of our own culture and our own time. Because it seems to me with every culture in the world, war is the most prevalent thing in our lives in one way or another, even if it's not happening right outside our own doors. We cannot help but be aware of its effects worldwide. When we read in this poem the concerns of life in early Christian Ireland, we know exactly what the preacher in Ecclesiastes meant when he wrote in the beautiful Jacobean poetry of the King James Bible, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." Yes, no new thing under the sun. War is still prevalent in our lives. What we do as human beings to other human beings is still with us. That ancient monk who wrote the original prayer may actually have been taught by St. Francis, or at least influenced by, St. Patrick, because in the 5th century, he, having been trained as a cleric after he was abducted and then returned to Ireland, he traveled around to teach. So maybe that monk was actually influenced by St. Patrick. This prayer is a type of prayer that is known as a lorica, a prayer for protection. Most modern hymnals omit that verse 3 that I said pay attention to. The reason is because it has a military tone. But that if you omit it, that completely misses the point. The symbolic use of a battle shield and a sword to invoke the power and protection of God draws on St. Paul's epistle to the Ephesians when he said, "With all of these, take the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God." Again, St. Patrick had been educated as a cleric, so we may imagine that he taught from this very passage. Such military symbolism was common in the poetry and hymnology of Christian monasteries in that ancient era due to the prevalence of all that clan warfare. The poem refers to God as the King of the 7 heavens and the High King of heaven. And this depiction of God, the God of heaven and earth, as a chieftain or a high king is a very traditional representation throughout Irish literature. Medieval Irish poetry especially used heroic imagery to cast God as the protector of the clans, these people who felt such a strong need for protection. For people who lived in constant fear for their very lives, to hear that prayer read by one of the monks likely offered great comfort. Were they visionaries? I don't know. A visionary is someone with a strong vision for the future. Now, they were a people who had little reason to hold a vision for their future, yet somehow they did so. And they've passed that spirit of hope down through the centuries to the Irish people today. And even those of us who are of Irish extraction, we feel that sense of hope. The Irish peasants of the 6th century and the characters in all these songs that we've sung may seem to be people without much to live for. Yet in the songs, we hear their dreams, their hopes for something better, not just for themselves, but for all. There's a former Catholic priest whom you may have heard of, John O'Donohue. You know John O'Donohue's writings? He was a true Irish visionary, and he published several collections of blessings and meditations. If you don't know his writings, you should find the writings of John O'Donohue. He offers guidance for a life lived with an intent to turn our visions into reality, to develop the qualities of a culture of mercy, kindness, compassion, and love. And here's one of the blessings that he offers. May all that is unforgiven in you be released. May your fears yield their deepest tranquilities. May all that is unlived in you blossom into a future graced with love. And then hear this offering of O'Donoghue's wisdom. As we are nearing the Christian celebration of Easter, he said, "Let us look again at the lives we have been so generously given, and let us let fall away the useless baggage that we carry, old pains, old habits, old ways of seeing and feeling, and let us have the courage to begin again. Life is very short, and we are no sooner here than it is time to depart again, and we should use to the full the time we still have. We don't realize all the good we can do. A kind, encouraging word or helping hand can bring many a person through dark valleys in their lives. We weren't put here to make money or to acquire status or reputation. We were sent here to search for the light of Easter in our hearts. And when we find it, we are meant to give it away generously." Now that sounds to me like the best vision for the future that we could possibly have. So let us now decide to live to be that kind of visionary. We want to thank you for allowing us to share this time with you on this St. Patrick's Day. Just so you know, this is Gary Farron, and this is Dimitri Alano, and I am Mac Bellner. And we are most of Hogeye Navvy. You can come and hear us every first Friday of the month at the Aristocrat Restaurant at 52nd and College at 7 o'clock. And, look us up on Facebook and the web, and you can find other places to hear us. But I would like now for you to join with me on the last verse and a repeat of the first verse of this hymn. And then we're going to take our leave of Ireland, and we're going to go out on a wonderful jig called the Irish Washerwoman. So.
I don't have washer.
Oh, what are we doing?
Miss McLeod's reading.
Oh, Miss McLeod's reel. Oh, the Irish Washerwoman. How did I confuse those? We're doing Miss McLeod's reel. Well, of course we want to go out on that. Thank you. Be thou my vision, high King of heaven, my victory won. May I reach heaven's joys, oh bright heaven's sun. Heart of my own heart, whatever befall, still be my vision, O ruler of all. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, naught be all else to me, save that thou art. Thou my best thought, by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my light.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, now you're all
You
going to be
came
at
in,
church next
Matt
Sunday,
Murdoch
right?
Came in. The whole Butler class is here today, Kevin. We are all four of us are Butler people. I want you to do me a favor before you leave. Go ahead and take this piece of paper off, rip it off your bulletin, and turn it over and join in me in the Irish blessing. Join with me in the Irish blessing. Do you see it? It's there. Because I want you to take this blessing with you. Here we go. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rains fall safe upon your fields. I'm sorry, guys. Until we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. May God be with you and bless you. May you see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortune, rich in blessing. May you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the warm rays of the sun fall upon your home. And may the land of a friend always be near. May the green be the grass you walk on. May blue be the skies above you. May the joy be the joy that surrounds you. And true be the hearts that love you. Go now in peace, dear friends,
Amen.
and may the love of our God be yours today, tomorrow, and forevermore. And by the way, we're here every week, same time.
That's right.
Go in peace. Amen. Fabulous. Thank you so much. So